Who do you trust? Let's talk about trust in English and learn together.
You seem a million miles away, Liam. You've been staring at that same spot on the window as if it holds the answer to some great mystery. This place is usually so relaxing for you.
Sorry, Chloe. You're right. This cafe is my favorite escape, but today my mind just won't quiet down. I'm wrestling with something that happened with my friend, Tom. It's left me feeling, I don't know, completely let down.
I'm sorry to hear that. A letdown from a good friend is a heavy feeling. What's going on? If you want to talk it through, this is a good, quiet place for it.
Thanks. It's complicated. You know, I was working on that big presentation for the marketing department last month. It was a huge opportunity for me, but I was really struggling with the data analysis part. It was above my skill level.
I remember. You were really stressed about it.
Exactly. I confided in Tom. I told him everything, how stressed I was, how I was afraid I couldn't do it, and that I was worried about my reputation at work. I made it very clear that this was just between us. He promised he wouldn't say a word. He even helped me practice the presentation and gave me some great advice. I thought he was being a really supportive friend.
It sounds like he was.
That's what I thought. But yesterday, I was talking to another colleague, Sarah, and she mentioned that she hoped I was feeling less stressed about the presentation data now. I was shocked. I asked her how she knew about that, and she said, "Oh, Tom mentioned you were having a tough time with it, so I sent some helpful links to your manager to pass on to you."
Oh no.
Exactly. Tom didn't just tell a secret. He told someone at my work, who then involved my manager. He turned my private vulnerability into office gossip. Sarah probably thought she was being helpful, but Tom completely broke my confidence. Now I feel like I can't trust him. The foundation of our friendship feels like it has a huge crack in it.
That is a really significant breach of trust. It's not just a simple broken promise. It had real-world consequences for you professionally. That's a very painful and complicated situation.
It is. I keep thinking about the word trust. What does it even mean? We use it all the time, but I don't think I've ever really broken it down. I trusted him, and now that trust is gone, and I feel a bit lost.
Takes a sip of her tea, thinking for a moment. It's a huge concept. I think we often treat trust as a simple on or off switch. Either you trust someone or you don't. But it's much more complex than that. Think of it like a recipe for a really good cake, like that delicious-looking chocolate cake over there at the counter.
A cake? How is trust like a cake?
It needs several different ingredients, and they all have to be in the right balance. If one ingredient is missing or bad, the whole cake is ruined. We've talked about the simple ingredients before, like honesty and reliability. But for a really deep trust, you need more.
Okay, I'm listening. What are the key ingredients for a trust cake?
Well, I think there are 4 main ones. The first is benevolence, or care. This is the feeling that the other person has your best interests at heart. It's the belief that they genuinely care about your well-being. This is probably the most important ingredient.
And that's the one Tom failed on. He might have thought he was helping, but he didn't think about my best interests. He thought about what he wanted to do.
Exactly. He didn't act with care. The second ingredient is competence. This is about believing that the person is able to do what you are trusting them to do. For example, I trust my dentist to fix my teeth because I know he is competent and has the right skills. I trust you to give me good advice about technology because you are competent in that area.
Okay, I understand. So I trusted that Tom was competent at keeping a secret. I believed he had the skill to be discreet.
Right. The third ingredient is reliability. This is the one we all know. It's about consistency and predictability. A A reliable person does what they say they will do, time and time again. Their actions match their words. This is what builds a track record.
Tom was always reliable. He was always on time, always kept small promises. That's what makes this so confusing. His track record was good.
And that's why the last ingredient is so important. Honesty or integrity. This is the foundation of the whole recipe. It's the belief that the person operates from a place of strong moral principles. An honest person tells the truth, is transparent about their intentions, and doesn't hide things. Integrity means their actions are aligned with a strong set of values.
So let me see if I understand. I trusted Tom because I believed he cared about me, benevolence. He was able to keep a secret, competence. He had a history of keeping his word, reliability. And he was an honest person, integrity. But his actions showed a huge failure in the care department, which now makes me question his competence and integrity.
It's like discovering that the baker used salt instead of sugar in one part of the cake. It makes the whole thing taste wrong and makes you question the entire recipe. The core of trust is making yourself vulnerable. You made yourself vulnerable to Tom, believing he would protect that vulnerability. Instead, he exposed it.
Exposed. Yes, that's how it feels. Which leads to the next question. How are you supposed to protect trust in a friendship? I thought we were doing a good job.
I think protecting trust is an active job, not a passive one. It's like taking care of one of these beautiful plants in the cafe. You can't just put it on the table and expect it to thrive. You have to water it, make sure it gets enough sun, and protect it from pests. Trust needs the same kind of active care.
So, what is the water and sun for trust?
I'd say the water is clear communication. This means not making assumptions. Did you explicitly say to Tom, "This is a secret that could hurt my career, so please don't even mention it to your girlfriend"? Or did you assume he would know that?
I probably just said, don't tell anyone. I assumed he understood the details.
And that's a common mistake we all make. Protecting trust means having clear conversations about expectations. The sun is probably setting and respecting boundaries. A boundary is a line you draw to protect your well-being. You had a boundary. My work struggles are private. Tom crossed that boundary. In healthy, trusting relationships, both people understand and respect each other's lines.
So, maybe I am partly to blame. Maybe I wasn't clear enough.
It's not about blame. Tom made the choice to share your secret. That is his responsibility. But for the future, it shows how important being extremely clear can be. I like to think of trust like a trust battery.
A trust battery?
Yes, every time a friend is reliable, shows they care, or is honest, it charges the battery a little bit. When they're on time for coffee, it's a 1% charge. When they support you through a hard time, it's a 20% charge. On the other hand, small things can drain the battery. If they're late, maybe it drains 1%. If they cancel plans last minute, maybe it drains 5%. What Tom did was a major drain. He basically unplugged the battery and threw it on the floor.
That makes so much sense. Our battery was at 90% for years, and now it's at 5%. And that leads to the biggest question of all. Can you rebuild trust after a drain like that? Can you recharge a broken battery?
That is the hardest part of this whole conversation. The answer is yes, it is possible, but it is incredibly difficult and requires a huge amount of effort from the person who broke the trust. It's like trying to fix the beautiful, intricate espresso machine over there. You can't just kick it and hope it starts working again. It needs a skilled technician to open it up, find the broken part, and carefully replace it.
So, what does that repair process look like? What would Tom need to do to even begin?
The process has to start with a genuine, comprehensive apology. We talked about the 3 parts of an apology before, but at an intermediate level, we need to add a 4th. So, 1, acknowledge exactly what they did wrong. 2, Show they understand the full impact of their actions on you. 3. Take full responsibility without any excuses. And 4, this is the new important part, ask what they can do to make things right.
Ask me what he can do?
Yes, this puts the power back in your hands. It shows he is willing to do the work to fix his mistake. He could say, I know I can't take back what I did, but what can I do to start making this right? Maybe you need him to talk to Sarah and clarify the situation. Maybe you just need time. But by asking, he shows humility and a real desire to repair the damage.
That would be very powerful. It would show he is serious. So what happens after the apology?
After the apology, there needs to be a clear distinction between forgiveness and rebuilding trust. They are not the same thing.
I thought they were.
No, forgiveness is a personal act. It's for you. It's you deciding to let go of the anger and resentment so it doesn't hurt you anymore. You can forgive Tom for your own peace of mind, even if you never see him again. But rebuilding trust is a two-person dance. It requires him to prove, through consistent action over a long period, that he has changed and can be trusted again. You can forgive him in a day, but it might take a year to rebuild trust.
That is a huge distinction. So my forgiveness is my choice, but my trust is something he must earn back.
Exactly. And that leads to the final step in rebuilding, recalibrating the trust. Trust doesn't have to be a simple yes or no. After a break like this, you might need to adjust the settings. You might decide that you can trust Tom to be a fun friend to watch a movie with, or to help you move furniture. But you might decide that you can no longer trust him with sensitive, personal information.
I have been thinking that all day.
It's a normal reaction. So part of the healing process is not just about him, it's about you rebuilding faith in your own ability to make good decisions. It's about reminding yourself that you trusted him based on a long history of positive actions. You made a reasonable choice. He is the one who broke the contract, not you.
This is so much clearer now. Before, I just had this cloud of anger and confusion. Now I have a framework. I understand the ingredients of trust, how to protect it, and the difference between forgiveness and rebuilding. And I understand that I need to trust my own judgment again.
It's a lot to process, but understanding the mechanics of trust can make you feel more in control, even when you've been hurt.
Yes, I think I know what I need now. I need to wait and see if Tom recognizes the depth of his mistake. If he comes to me with a real, 4-part apology, then we can start a conversation about rebuilding. If he just texts, sorry man, I'll know he doesn't get it. And then I'll have a different decision to make about the future of our friendship.
That sounds like a very wise and empowered plan. You are taking care of yourself, and that's the most important thing.
Thank you, Chloe. This conversation has been incredibly helpful. It's like you've turned on all the lights in this beautiful cafe, but inside my head, I feel like I can think clearly again.
You're welcome, Liam. That's what friends are for. We help each other check the ingredients and fix the recipe when the cake doesn't turn out right. Now, how about we actually order that chocolate cake? I think we have earned it.
Yes, I think we have.
Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just leave a comment.